Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at this guy here, something that I like personally, my personal taste. Now, it's not perfect, but it is really decent. Some nice packaging here, looking at the specs on the back. So this is 5 to 40 kilohertz, 32 ohms, 108 decibels. The cable length is 1.2 meters. It is a 0.78 2-pin connector with a 3.5 millimeter termination. And I'm trying to see, it's a 10 millimeter dual chambered dynamic driver with DLC diamond-like carbon diaphragm. We've seen that on a bunch of things from Belon to a whole bunch of different ones. There's a N52 neodymium magnet in there. High density zinc alloy body, gold plated and brass accents, and the cable is a 4-core high purity silver plated copper monocrystalline copper cable. And the connector is a TRS single ended with this. I have not tried this on a balanced cable. I have used the stock cable and some of the stock tips. It comes with 3 different style of tips in different sizes. Looking at the package, some nice artwork there. Here is your case. It is a bright orange case, kind of different from what I'm used to with like the SA series. It was a leather case, similar kind of shape. And this is as far as it opens. And pulling that stuff out of it. I got anything else? Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Let me get that out. So obviously you get the cable, you get the case. You also get a stereo adapter, which I still have in the plastic, and of course with the cleaning tool. You get various tips. These are wide bore. And these are also kind of a wide bore, a little bit smaller. And then of course you get the ones that are actually on it right now. Put that off to the side. That doesn't come with it. So overall, this is a nice case. It's got like a semi kind of solid, has just a little bit of flex. This should protect it just well. Not the biggest case in the world, but I do like the case. Taking a look at the unit themselves and the cable. You get your nice little cord organizer right there. You get the Kimas themselves, which are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. They remind me almost of like the old, the original Kato. And there's a lot of differences between this and the Kato, but there's also a lot of similarities as well. These are the tips that I chose. You get a whole set of these in different colors. They kind of remind me of, not really spin fit, but more of the KB tips. Nice weight to this, nice build. So let's get into that. Build quality. Build quality in these is super. I think that these are built extremely well. This cable is extremely nice. It's thick. It's got a nice weight. It's got a nice kind of rubberized, plasticky feel to it. It doesn't tangle very easily. And it seems rugged. Nice splitters and connectors on this as well. Very solid. Very good build. Now getting into the comfort for me, I found that these had superb isolation, really good comfort to them levels. I wore these for a long period of time. I even laid down with these and I didn't have a problem. Now smaller ears, maybe not so much, but my ears, which aren't the biggest, but they're definitely not small ears, it was very comfortable, and I laid down with these and I listened to these at night, and it didn't have like any unnecessary pressure. There's some odd angles on the front, but on the back it's pretty rounded, except for this kind of shape thing there, but they really do fit good. And like I said, I got a good seal, so there was a really good isolation there. So there's a nice passive kind of noise canceling to that as well. Looking at my notes now. Packaging and accessories, like I said, you get 3 different kinds of tips. You get the adapter, you get the cleaner, you get this wonderful case, you get this box with, looks really nice, some good artwork on the box. So build quality, excellent. Design, excellent. The cable, really good, like up there in my top 20 cables, that cable, I really do like that cable a lot. Sound-wise, now sound is very good with this. This has got some really, really nice technicalities to this, meaning it handles things. There's some good detail. There's micro details there as well. It sounds natural and balanced. It's kind of got like a natural timbre to it, and it's kind of balanced sounding with some neutrality. Super clean, transparent sound, although there is some warmth there, especially in the lower mids. Vocals sound super clean and transparent. They definitely sound natural as well. Like I said, the lower mids, there's some warmth there. The upper mids, there's some brightness. There is a bright thing between the lower treble and the upper mid. Not too harsh whatsoever. It's not shouty and harsh. It definitely doesn't have any sibilance whatsoever. Then we get into the bass. Now the bass is very good. The bass is tight. It's got some kind of smooth tuning there. There's some really good details there, but it's kind of smooth sounding. It definitely doesn't, hit like super low. Although the sub bass I think is a little bit more than the mid bass. It's definitely not a bass head I am. It's more of a nice kind of listen to the whole day type of I am. We get into the treble, and the treble has some nice detail to it. It has a fair amount of sparkle. I think that the treble presents kind of natural, but it has like a nice neutrality to it, and it doesn't kind of overextend itself. It's just kind of at like the perfect cutoff point when it rolls off. Getting into the mids, like I said, they sound really, really good. They're neutral, definitely neutral mids. And for a lot of people, maybe that's not an exciting, if you put it with the bass, which doesn't overextend itself. It has some really good control there. And then you put in the mids. Some people might find that boring, but there's a lot of nice kind of neutral sounding IMs out there. You can just really enjoy the music. And it's not that they don't have any bass. It's just that the bass is more of the kind of quality bass than quantity bass that you're used to. That said, these are great for all day listening. These are great for all around listening, I think. For the most part, they may not be the best that I've ever heard, but I'm just addicted to these for some reason. I just love listening to these. Now, the equipment that was used, we used the Griffin, the Templetech V6, the Deathon Ray SG1, the Topping DX. What was that? I don't know. It's behind me. And the SMSL SP200. And I even put these out on the tube just to give them a listen on the tube. Oh, don't forget the i-Fi Uno. Love that thing. Everything sounds really good on that, to be quite honest. These sounded really super when I kicked in that EQ and everything. You got a little bit more oomph in the bass at the lower end. I really enjoyed it. And these are great for gaming too, by the way. They work out well. Although the soundstage isn't the superest, widest, and deepest, it's more of just a little bit above average in the width, and the depth just a little bit less. So that's basically I put down for my things that on some equipment, particularly the Un, that they did sound a little hot in the upper, mid, lower treble. But other than that, it wasn't harsh. It wasn't like super, like, oh my God, I got to pull these out of my ears. It sounded really good, to be honest. Not everything's going to sound good on every piece of equipment. So you have to kind of find where there's a kind of synergy between the equipment and that. And for what I listened to these for, I would say, and I didn't even mention the dongles that I used. I think the M15 and the Fosse DS1. The Fosse DS1 is an amazing dongle for the price. The M15 is an amazing dongle, just period. I think it sounded really good on those. I think it sounded really good on the Uno and the Griffin. And the SG1, it sounded good as well. I think that it really shined on the V6. I don't know why. It just likes that chipset or something like that. But it sounded excellent on there, and it also sounded good on the DD Hi-Fi, the TCB, whatever the heck the new one is with the leather wrapper around it. I don't know. I can't keep up with that. But yeah, so I used it on a variety of different things, and I found that it did sound good. So basically, the lower end, there isn't like a super powerful bass there. That isn't a big deal for me. I do love bass, but I have tons of IAMs for that. Honestly, sometimes I'm looking for something where I can listen to the whole day and just pick out all those details in the bass, all the details in the mids, and it's not overpowered. So I like that. So the bass was very, very good. There's good speed. There's good texture there. You got vocals. Vocals have very good body to them. So the mid-range was excellent, clean, excellent vocals, both male and female. And then you get into the treble, and the treble had a very nice extension without overdoing the extension. And like I said, there is a little bit of way with some tracks and some equipment where there could be a little bit of hotness between the upper mid and the lower treble. Nothing major. I mean, there's a lot of IMs that I actually like the NF-NM 2 Plus that has a little bit of a little spiciness there. And that doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me. And I think a lot of people, it won't bother them either. So this is one of my favorite IMs right now. I just like it. I really do like it. And I know that there are other ones out there that I probably haven't tried. But for the most part, this is the first Dunu that I've tried in some time. I think the last one that we did was the SA3 and 6. And those were excellent. Those were balanced armatures. I really like this one. This is definitely in my top 20 IMs so far right now. And going into this new year now, I really like it. This is the first one that I've actually really, really liked in the upper ranges. I forgot what this is, like 100 and pretty close. It's up toward 200. I don't know if it's 160 or 180 for this one. I forget. But ultimately, I like this one. So that said, that's basically my notes on this. I liked it. That's the equipment that I tested. The tracks are numerous. I don't usually give out the tracks that I listen to because like there's a little sample on YouTube of some of the tracks, but it's an older list. It depends on my mood. I go from hip hop to heavy metal to death metal to country to Taylor Swift, whatever I'm in the mood for. K-pop, Justin Bieber. It depends on what mood I'm in for that day. Could even be like older music. I do like classic rock as well. I listen to that a lot. Very eclectic music taste, which comes in handy in this hobby because you need to throw everything you can at these things when you're testing them. You need to, cut through all the baloney and the hype that's out there on there. There's a lot of IMs that there's a lot of hype on, and just general, I just want to give you guys my opinion on it, what I've tested it, how it sounded to me, what I think about it, and, the sum of my experience having used well over 1,000 of these, and headphones and equipment. So thank you anyway for watching. Please be safe, and I hope this video was informative. Thank you.